So all right, YouTube, I finally get to the point of the video now, guys. This is what I mean when I mean like the relationship can be like a mentally abusive relationship sometimes. It's a bunch of push-pull going on, guys. And what I mean by that is some guys stay leased on to these companies even though they're not making the greatest money because they don't want the hassle of going to another company, trying to figure out their system, figure out what work they got, figure out their dispatchers, figure out who the favorite five is, figure out the management, figure out what kind of schedules they got, what kind of work they got. 'Cause each company, you lease onto different companies, they all got different type of work. Some work may be similar, but it's different type of work. You know, you got some companies that's straight regional. You got some companies that's local and regional. You got some companies that's local, regional, and sub-regional. You got some companies they just run wild. They don't really have a set schedule like how they run. So some guys would rather deal with what they deal with where they at because they know what it's about versus going somewhere else where they don't have a clue. They gotta, like I said, gotta learn all the other stuff, the learning curve, right? So some guys, they stick it out. So this is why some guys, even if they stay with a sinking ship because of a lot of reasons. But one main reason I know guys stay with a sinking ship, and like I said, ask me how I know, and I tell you the same, baby. I tell you the same. Because, and now this is the bare fact of reality. I know a lot of guys want to get on YouTube and say certain things, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm a realist, man. Anybody talk to me, I'm be honest. I ain't gonna say everything on here. I want to dry snitch, but I'm just saying these are things you got to factor, man. So a reason a lot of guys, some guys, not a lot, some guys stay with certain companies because they've been with that company for so long, they figure, man, it'll get better. So the company feed them breadcrumbs here and there to kind of keep them happy, but keep them not stop them too much where they want to leave, but keep them kind of okay where they kind of pay their bills, kind of maintain their truck, don't have too many breakdowns at once, you know, and a driver sometimes be happy, you know what I'm saying, because he like, well, he ain't happy, he content. He's settling for whatever because he don't want to have to move around and start at the bottom of somewhere else and learn all that stuff again. So some guys, they really can't afford to take care of their truck like that with the money they making. You know, they patching it up here and there, they patching it up there, here, there, a little bit, everywhere. I'm back. But anyway, some guys be patching up their truck with the little money they making, but it ain't enough to really, you know, get their truck where it need to be. So this company that they sticking it out with, they stick it out with them because some companies have, like, if you lease onto a company, sometimes they have a certain DOT place you got to go to. They have certain spots, and if you're with that company a nice little minute, you keep going to the same DOT spot, and you get to know, you get familiar with the guys there, you get familiar with the mechanics there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? So some things, it's I ain't gonna say on here, but guys get used to that. Cause they know if they have to move their truck to another company somewhere, they got to get a DOT somewhere else. It may cost them more money to get their truck even up to par than to actually just stick it out with where they at. You know what I'm saying? Now some people may say, man, I don't think that's TNL. That sound a little stretch, a little far-fetched. Say what you want, my friends. This right here is reality. Reality, my friends. I'm back. Well, here go that push-pull again. Now, you also have this too, where, I'm gonna use me for example, guys. I was with this company, which I ain't gonna stay on here. I was doing that push-pull stuff with them for a while. You know, the work will dry up. The work won't be dry, they'll pocket watch. What I mean by pocket watching is, one time the dispatcher was like, hey man, you had a good week this week. He said, man, you out here making all the money, right? I said, man, if you call this all the money, what's not the money? That's the question. But compared to what I was doing, I guess it was all the money, I guess, I don't know. So I found it strange that the next week, the work all of a sudden dried up on my end, right? And I'm like, I found it strange you mentioned I'm making all the money, but the next week all of a sudden, you only got a couple loads here, a couple loads there, right? And so I'm like, man, I went through the same thing. I don't want to leave and go somewhere else, man, you know what I'm saying? I got things to do, man. I don't have time to keep trying to find a company, vet the company, make sure the company work out for my situation. Like I said earlier, some companies run differently. I'm not a road guy, man. I'm not a regional road dude no more, man. I did all that stuff. I don't want to do that no more. You gotta have local, and some local guys you get with, they may not have enough local work. But anyway, I ain't going down the rabbit hole. So I don't feel like going through that whole process of trying to vet another company and all that stuff, right? So I say, you know what, man, I'm gonna stick this out, man. Hopefully it get better. That's why I say it's kind of like an abusive relationship. What I mean is, like, companies know when you're to your limit. If they know you to your limit, they'll try to feed you a little bit more work or try to make you feel more better to get you back comfortable in their grasp. And then all of a sudden, when you get back comfortable, they snatch all that stuff away and kind of like feed you breadcrumbs. It's a push-pull, you know what I'm saying? Push-pull. When you finally make your mind up, say, I'm finna bail out of here, I'm finna get another job, I can't take it no more. This ship is sinking and I'm out of here. Because the average guy don't want to move around, man. They understand business. They understand you take a loss. And some people may say, why don't you get your own authority? I don't want my own authority. I want to do this. I want to find something that works for me till I get where I got to go. You get what I'm saying? I know you do. If you don't, follow along. So anyway, I ain't doing it, man. I'm going to stick this out, right? So, by me sticking it out, the sink was ship, man. The ship was sinking real quick, man. It went from bad to worse. So anyway, this is how this went. My story was, I was with it. They was feeding me breadcrumbs, blah 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 blah. So I said, man, skip it. I finally reached my limit. I'm tired of this. I'm out of here. So I started applying for other jobs, right? And you know, we started applying for other jobs on the lease agreement, well, on the application. It said, ask for job references and employment history and all that stuff. Then also ask you, is it okay to contact your present employer, right? And I'm like, sure, go and contact them, man. I'm out of here anyway, right? So they contact the present employee, and I'm still working for these guys at the same time, right? And they get wind, the new employer contact them. And then all of a sudden I get a call from the big boss. Now mind you, before I got a call from the big boss, I was talking to dispatchers. Hey, man, I'm in the office talking to them. Hey, man, what's going on with the work? What y'all doing, man? I got bills to pay. I got stuff to do, man. Oh, no, whatever. This is that same time period, guys, when that guy, I think I did a video about when I was trying to fight for 2 or 3 loads. I forgot what video I was in. I mentioned I was trying to fight for 2 or 3 loads a day. A guy came in the office kicking over garbage cans because he wanted to get his 6 loads a day or 7 loads a day. He only got 4 loads for the day, so he got mad. This was one of that time periods when I was in there trying to talk to them guys. Hey, man, let me get these 2 or 3 loads, man, consistently. Let me see some consistency, man. What y'all doing in here? Y'all trying to bankrupt me, right? So I already been through that phase. I went to middle management. I went to upper management. I ain't go to like the senior execs. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't reach them guys. But I went up as far as the chain as I could before I'll complain like, hey, man, I'm not making no money here. I don't want to leave. I actually like it here. I like y'all system. But, man, something got to give, man. I'm bankrupt messing around with y'all, right? You know, they give you empty promises. Yeah, we're looking to it. We got somebody investigating right now, because we heard other similar stories and blah, 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 blah. The violin, right? So I'm like, okay. So you leave out, I was feeling good. Like, man, they finna investigate this. Yeah, man, they finna get some chop around here. Get all that guap, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. 1 week passed. Same stuff. 2 weeks passed. You go back in the office. Hey, what's going on, man? So anyway, long story short, after all that, right? Now, they get wind you finna leave. So now all of a sudden, the bigger boss, one of them senior execs, regional guys, called like, hey, I heard we see you trying to leave. What's going on? Is there anything we can do to help? Blah, blah, blah. I said, man, I talked to your peoples already, said they're gonna help. Y'all ain't do nothing, right? They're like, I promise you, man, to stay, because, we see your track record, we see you come to work, and we see you actually work, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all that for me? So I told the new company, hold off a minute. I think they changed their mind over here. I think we can make it work, right? That's what I'm saying. It's kind of equivalent to like an abusive relationship, guys. An abuser is abusing somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't justify no abuse, man. I hate that, as a matter of fact. I hate it with a passion. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. But anyway, like when somebody finally gets to the point where they fed up, the person all of a sudden changed. They go, oh, I'm going to do better. Oh, I'm going to do this. Make all the empty promises, and you stay, and you had an opportunity to do something better. You stay with them, and it get worse. So anyway, that's what happened with this, right? I get over there. I stayed. I told the new company, hey, man, hold off. I'm going to see these guys. They can act right in them. I got over there, man, and I stayed over there, guys, and then, man, it just got worse, man. It got to the point where I ain't had no choice but to leave because I'm like, this is crazy. I'm going to go out of business messing around with y'all. So at the end of the day, man, a lot of guys stay with operators, stay with some companies sometimes, at least onto them, because of a lot of reasons. But one of the main reasons is the maintaining of their truck. And not to mention, sometimes when you be with a company for so long, and especially if you just got a physical, you're like, man, I don't want to have to go back to eating them salads and jogging in the morning and jogging at night. I'm just saying, this is reality, man. This is reality. Some guys, they gotta get their blood pressure right before they, get a DOT physical. You know what I'm saying? So they like, man, I'm straight. I just redid that, man. I don't feel like going through that again. And then all of a sudden, it's like a bunch of stuff, guys. That's why guys, I tell you, like I said, I think a lot of guys get stuck with one company because they just don't want the hassle of moving around trying to figure things out somewhere else. Get the learning curve and all that stuff, guys. But it costs you a lot. It costs you a lot of time, mental power, and everything else to kind of figure out what's going on. So if you're out here and you're doing this, guys, just know, man, and you gave it like a grace period to kind of get some act right in them, and they act right a little bit, and you want to move somewhere else, and you already vetted the situation, you kind of see that it's going to be a decent deal for you, I won't even waste no time, man. Don't waste no time, especially if you got a plan. Don't waste no time on some non-productive activity, like wasting years of being with a company that they give you empty promises like, we're going to pay you more, blah, blah, woo, woo. There's a lot of companies out here, there's a lot of games out here, some good companies out here. The situation is you got to find them, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got to get with them. Cause you'll go through some raggedy ones, man, trying to get to them. Cause you'll go through these all wild west companies, man. They just running and gunning, all unorganized, and your money messed up, and you know your settlement ain't right. You trying to get it right, can't contact the right person to get it right because they all out of control. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff, guys, that come on with this business, but this is why a lot of guys stay leased onto companies even if they losing money, man. And I'm telling you, I've seen this and I've experienced this myself. So I'm not speaking of me reading this in some book somewhere or some video I watched. This is my life, man. I've been on operator over 10 years now. This is what I've been through. I've been through some of this stuff, guys. So anyway, YouTube, hope this video is helpful. Give you understand what's going on here. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.